Hello and welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Today we're looking at some new cards within Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, which is the anime. These are Rush Duel cards. But first, make sure to like the video if you enjoy it. Put some comments down below and don't forget to subscribe if you want more daily Yu-Gi-Oh! content. Okay, so the first card we have is called Festive Seahorse. It's a level 2 water aqua type effect monster with 500 attack and 0 defense. The requirement is if you control a face-up normal monster, it must be a light and an aqua type, and you gain 500 life points. From what I remember of this, it's one of these used by the female lead character. She uses these psychic and these water and aqua type based monsters, and most of them tend to increase life points. The next card is assi-sea horse. It's a level 3 water aqua type effect monster with 700 attack and 0 defense. And the requirement is you can activate this the turn it's normal summoned, and the effect is choose one normal monster. It must be a light attribute aqua type in your graveyard, and you can add it to your hand. Well, there aren't too many powerful monsters with that kind of condition as of yet, so we'll have to kind of wait and see what this can do. Same with that 500 life point increase. It's barely anything, but the standard of how new series of Yu-Gi-Oh goes is they tend to start with like really slow, and then they kind of massively within the next couple of sets speed their way up. Ironic for Rush Duels that they start off this slowly though, isn't it? The next card is Vishwa Lambadi. It's a level 5 light aqua type effect monster. It's got 1100 attack and 0 defense. It doesn't have any requirements, but its effect is you can choose one at the Enchanted Nightless City in your graveyard and add it to your hand. I'm guessing that's one of the cards that's going to be featured a bit lower down, so I don't actually know how viable this is. This is the first time I'm reacting to these cards as well. Vishwa Randy, I think, was an OCG card which never got released in the TCG at all. It's a very old card, very weak, and it's getting some sort of support here. Don't understand why, but you know, it is. Okay, so the next card is the Beast Gear World Trike Fox. It's a level 2 Earth attribute Beast Warrior type effect monster with 400 attack and 900 defense. The requirement is during the turn this card is normal summoned. You can activate if your opponent controls 3 monsters. As an effect, you can special summon 1 monster. It must be level 7 or lower. Beast Warrior from your hand to the field face up. During this turn, you cannot attack with monsters level 6 or lower. So essentially, this is able to be able to get out, you know, a decent level monster. Kind of downside is your opponent does have to have 3 monsters, so you are in a sense reliant on them doing things, which is never a good idea. The next card is Beast Gear World Conqueror King Convoy Legion. It's a level 8 Earth attribute Beast Warrior type effect monster with 2300 attack and 2000 defense. The requirement is you can activate by sending 2 face-up monsters level 4 or lower Beast Warrior type you control to the graveyard. And the effect is until the end of this turn, this card gains 100 attack times the total levels of the monsters sent to the graveyard for this card's requirement. During this turn, cards you control cannot attack except this one. You can only declare attacks on attack position monsters, but it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. There are a lot of stipulations for this card which make it so useless as a boss monster. For starters, you're having to get rid of 2 other monsters, considering you can only have 3 monsters on the field. That's quite a lot of resources you're getting rid of for essentially at most another 800 attack point increase, making it a 3100 attack monster. If your opponent has any response to this, battle trap or otherwise, they can get rid of your cards just like that. The other thing I've got to say is even though it has a you can attack everything effect, similar to something like Ultimate Tyranno, these have to be in attack position, so if your opponent hasn't been offensive the last turn, they've been very defensive, bringing this out isn't really going to do anything. It's okay as a card, but I think it shouldn't be a level 8, it should have been a level 6. That's just my opinion. Based on the stat line, you've got better cards out there already, even just within Rush Jewels. And here we go, as I thought. Now we have the field spell. This is the City That Never Sleeps, or as it was referred to before, the Enchanted Nightless City. It doesn't have a requirement, but the effect is while this card is face up in a field zone, face up monsters on the field which are light attribute gain 200 attack. That is a garbage effect, I've got to say. It's useless. Things like forest, mountain, things, any kind of field spell like that might be a little bit more specific in what they do, but they tend to boost both the attack and defense by that. This only focuses on the attack. Whilst it does cover a wider range of monsters, because I don't know how many types there are, but there are definitely over 20, and you've got 7 attributes if you include the divine attribute within that. You're going to be having more consistently the attack boost. But then again, I would argue you wouldn't be running forest if you didn't have, insect-based monsters, to run, would you? That seems to be the last of them. Personally, I'm very underwhelmed by any of them. They've not really done anything to impress me as of yet. I'm still waiting on Konami to kind of push it through a little bit more. I know the whole idea is to try and introduce newer players to the game that much, quicker. Whereas previous seasons, the more you saw some pendulum summoning, the assi-sea summoning, it became so confusing. It was like, what is going on? That's what they're trying to avoid, but I do think they need to speed up a little bit. Whatever you think, leave your comments down below, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more of your daily Yu-Gi-Oh content.